Hi there, thanks for stopping by lakeshorestamping.com. Today I want to share with you this card that I made for some of my team members who did exceptionally well this past quarter. So let me show you how I did this with the banner triple punch, which is a new punch in our annual catalog. So I took a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock and folded it in half, and then I took some of our smoky slate ink along with a sponge that I cut into fours, and I just sponged along the card. Our ink pads are super juicy, so I like to sponge off a little bit. And then I already did the card, but I went through and sponged lightly all the way around the edges to give it a little softness look. Then let's show you how to use this fun little triple, I call it a triple banner punch. I think it's called the banner triple punch, but we'll go with whatever comes out. So my biggest thing is that you're going to want to cut your banner's length after you've punched it, because it's going to cut off depending on how small or how large your piece of cardstock is. It'll cut off a little bit, and I'll show you. So this one is 1.5 by, well, let's start with 1.5. It's a 1.5 inches wide. So that's why it sits right in that slot right there. And then you're going to push it until it doesn't go anymore, and then you're going to press it down, and it gives you the fun little punch. Okay, and it took about this much off, which actually in my case is exactly what I needed, so I won't have to trim that. This one I already did ahead of time, but this is a 1-inch width piece, and you can see it fits right at the bottom. So you have 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inch, depending on how big of a banner you want. But in this case, for this card, I went a little larger, which I found out was okay because it'll actually fit in here. The only thing you want to do is make sure you have it centered. Okay, so push it in as far as it'll go, kind of have it centered, press it down, and if I would have had it centered perfectly, you would have a little bit of this on each side. I don't mind if my banners are a little off. I actually usually cut mine by hand, so you're just going to trim that. So if you had it on both sides, it would be even, and you would trim both, and you'd have your banner just like the way you want it, which fits on top of this card here. So I also used our Bravo stamp set, which is in the new annual catalog, to help me make this card, and that's what I stamped this with. So I stamped it the way to go using smoky slate ink onto the banner that I have already cut. Then I'm going to use a piece of our Bohemian washi tape. Comes in three pack with 3 different colors, and so I'm using the crushed curry piece. We'll just tear that off there a little bit. And then I'm going to take a piece of our crushed curry baker's twine, and I want to tie it into a little bow. Oops, a little tight. Just like that. And you can make your bow as big or as little as you want. That works for me. So I just need to cut those off a little bit. Okay, so we have this piece. So let's start adhering this card together a little bit. We're going to start with the mint macaron piece. Add a little snail to the back of it and place it right on your card. And then this is actually a piece from the Color Me Irresistible Specialty Designer Series paper. That's a lot of words, but it's fun. It's a little bit of an embossed image that you see that's shining. On the back it's not, and you can use either side. So let's add a little snail adhesive to that and place that on the card. Whoops, didn't add enough snail up there. I wanted to slide as soon as I pressed it down. Alright, that's better. Then with this piece, since I've already tied my twine and added my washi tape, I'm going to add a couple dimensionals onto the back of it to give it a little bit of a pop-up 3D look. And then you want to peel off the backs because they're double-sided sticky. And we're going to place this about here. Let's move it over just a tad. Kind of like that. Then I took a piece of our silver glimmer paper, cut just a little bit, cut it at an angle at the bottom so it would line up with the banner, added a little adhesive, and I'm just kind of going to tuck it underneath. I didn't want to attach it, so I'm just going to tuck it under there, about like that. Press it down just for a little bling. And then I stamped the Way to Go stamp in mint macaron. Again, on just a scrap piece. And then we're just going to cut the banner out. Okay. And I'm going to add 2 dimensionals to the back of that. And you're going to place it right over the banner, like that. Then I have a couple pearls. We're just going to place them with using the paper piercing tool. Is the easiest way. Stick them right on there. So now you've got a card to give to anyone. Maybe they've done good in a sport or a job, a promotion, graduation, retirement, whatever. So hope you like it. Thanks for stopping by.